Hey, what's going on, guys? Another day trading recap with a diligent day trader. I took one short today. It wasn't a terrible short, but it did have some things that were missing from the edge. So I'll be going over that here soon. The Bible verse today that I picked out was Proverbs 19:2. It says, "Desire without knowledge is not good, and whoever makes haste with his feet misses his way." This proverb is about a person who is impulsive and acts without thinking or planning. He has a desire to get somewhere, but does not have sufficient knowledge to get there. Which, once I go over this trade, you'll see today was exactly what happened. Um, Basically, the exact thing that I did. Now, tying this into trading, there's a lot of traders that are so eager and impulsive they want to get into trades, and we get in without fully knowing or seeing our edge present. That's just sometimes how it is. I feel like that's a learning curve. I've been trading for about 7 years, and honestly, if you go through these videos and rewatch, I think most of my losses have literally been from taking trades without an edge present. Like some of it's there, but not the full thing is there, and so these losses are you know avoidable. All of my wins have the full set of my edge there. Absorption at key levels. Aggressive participants stepping in, filled offers and bids, footprint, and volume profile aligning. So that's just one thing to think of. The poor impulsive entries, they make us create bad habits and they make bad choices, which in turn make us miss our way, edge, and they lose money. Taking these poor trades without the edge fully present, you do this, hundreds of times as you're trading. It starts to become habits, and these poor habits start leading into us taking poor trades that have no real edge, no, you know, real profitability, and they don't have any probability in this market. Without full knowledge, we are just, taking blind and poor trades. And, we think it's 50-50, but we're playing against, we're trading against hedge funds, algos. There are people out there who literally do this for a living. Like some people aren't even day trading. Some people are just, hedging assets and moving money. So we're just getting caught up in the chop if we don't have a proven trading edge. This verse is just a reminder to anchor our desires and actions in knowledge and wisdom. Without this foundation, even the most enthusiastic approaches will lead to failure. I mean, by combining diligence, patience, and integrity, we'll make trades that are profitable and principled. Diligence, patience, and integrity. That's that's literally all it takes to be successful. Diligence. Make sure you're seeing all of your edge, making sure you're being patient for the edge to be, to come in, and integrity is doing the right thing when no one's watching. Nobody's watching you trade other than yourself. And if you can't do the right things when it's just you, um, you're just not going to be successful. You have to build those habits. You have to build and take the right trades. So that's just kind of thing that kind of spoke to me today about my trading. I felt like this is a good Bible verse that spoke about my edge, of what I did see or didn't see. Um, so coming up here, you see we've been filling offers on the way up. I had a key level with the 75-78 level, which was last week's value area high. It was untested. It also aligned with a call resistance, gamma exposure level. So as we moved up into it, I was just kind of watching to see. We had resting offers there pretty much all morning in the 78 through like 80 level. So I was just waiting to see how we reacted when we filled these offers. We filled this offer right here as like a double stacked offer. Had a little exhaustion move. We had like 2 0 prints up at the top. Had this 81 level, and then had selling step in. I kind of was just being patient here, waiting, seeing how we were reacting, whether we were gonna fully reject, maybe have like a pop up that would move delta up as we had lower prices, showing that those buyers were being absorbed. So just kind of being patient. And honestly, throughout most of the morning, it was kind of a slow morning. I think we had like a 21-point range before we broke above the 74 high of day. But we'd been consolidating all morning pre-market, opened up, consolidated more, broke out above into this area right here. And as you see, we made about think we're gonna make like pretty much about an equal high right here at this 74.80 to 74.81 level. Um, and on the footprint, you can see we have a large delta outlier of a buyer sitting up here. And right here, I was kind of just, I really was, what I really wanted to see was continuous buying, yet we were failing to move up, which as you see here in a second, we'll have um, the high of day delta was somewhere around the 4100s. Now, technically, I also should not have been looking for a trade right now. I mean, I technically really only trade till about 10:30 ish. That was another fault on my part. And as you see here, like we filled another offer right here at the 75, 80.5 level. Failed to break above. Yep. Failed to break above high of day. Delta right here is, like was it 4,000, 4,100, and um, so we made equal highs. Delta was going higher, filling all these offers, and this I like to see. Lots of good things. Now look, another lower high. Price still went higher. I mean, another lower high in price. Delta still is moving up, and I start looking for opportunities here. What I really wanted to see was aggressive selling step in this market. We had this little resting offer, a 300 lot offer at the 75.83s. Also helping resist price, keeping it down. All right, so I was sitting here looking for this entry. Now, as we had all these multiple lower highs, yet Delta was moving up. Had a resting offer sitting at the 75.83s. Now, as I'm sitting here watching this recording, though, I'm seeing aggressive selling. But as I rewatched on Bookmap earlier when I was going over the trade, there was not, the selling right here looked a lot smaller as I replayed it. Um, in real time, this looked like a little bit heavier selling. Yet, you see, I already got short right here, but there was no true delta flip down here at the bottom, showing that aggressive sellers were stepping in the market yet. So, slightly early entry. Aggressive sellers were stepping in right here. But what I should have waited for was more than likely a small move back up after I saw all this aggressive selling to look for a way to get short. Now, my original target was targeting the weekly VWAP, regular VWAP, and this weekly volume point of control right around the 63 to 62 level. We were in like a positive gamma regime, so basically we're just mean reverting, and basically we're going back to where the most volume was traded at, just like where they find just like the average volume. Um, and as you see right here, we have another move up, aggressive buying stepping in, smaller and smaller, and then sellers will start to push back down. That's where a solid entry would have been, as we had another sign of absorption, a better lower high, and delta was still moving higher. Now, as aggressive selling were to step in right here, this would have been a better option or opportunity to get short. Same price, but better risk reward. My stop was above the high of day, but technically I could have put my stop above the 75, 78 level. My overall game plan was, um, yeah, we were above, the holiday volume area high, but we were also pretty sure that we were below. Let me check here. Oh no, we were actually above Thursday's volume area high as well, and overnight volume area high. So maybe a short within this area up here probably may not have been the best target or view. Um, Maybe thesis. But once again, all learning. Done it for 7 years and still learning things every day. I just started incorporating gamma exposure levels recently. Probably about the past like month, I've been using gamma exposure levels. Has been helping a little bit. They're really good at helping you find levels to really gauge reversals and just use as support. Also to help you decide whether in a positive or negative gamma environment, to help see whether we're going to be a mean reverting or it's going to be volatile swings. Now, this trade here I was in for almost, I think, like 40 minutes almost. So I'm not going to stay here the whole entire time. But what we ended up doing basically is we had aggressive sellers step in. We only sold down to this, what's it called? 75-70 level. And we started showing signs of absorption from the buyers. There's a passive buyer sitting there. We had about 600 lots sold around the 75-76 through 75-75 level. And ideally, in my head, I told myself that I should probably get out if we started retesting again the 76 through 75 after selling off to the 70s because we had such aggressive selling. I ended up holding because we had more signs of absorption. We had lower highs. Delta was breaking the high of day delta, and we kept trying to have sellers step in. So I did get stopped out at full, stop loss was like 5.75 points. Um, it sucks because I could have been out for like a 2-3 point loss, taken the trade off early and just waited for better signs for absorption and then aggressive selling. But you live and you learn. Poor trade was taken in the first place because there was no aggressive selling on this 1035 area right here, and overall we were just showing that we were building value higher. We were just kind of stalling around last week's value area high, and we had that aggressive buyer about 400 lots around the 75-72s. So I guess that should have been another sign that when we held that buyer, we should have been looking for a way to exit, especially showing signs of absorption. But that was just the trade I took today. Not the best trade, but also another great thing to learn from and do. Wasn't a, it was honestly it was a pretty good trade. Uh, in the time as I'm watching this recording, but as I go back and review all the other parts of the trade, there were things that I missed that could have helped me either avoid this or maybe get in a better risk to reward scenario. So these are things that I need to incorporate. I realized that a lot of my trades have been taken with not the full edge present. I see a lot of it, but it's not the full entire edge that I need to see. Like there's the filled offers here, aggressive buying, failed break of highs with delta moving higher, just missing that aggressive sellers. If I have the aggressive participants showing transition in here, this would be a perfect setup. Target that, VWAP, VPOC. But we live and we learn. On to the next day. This trade doesn't mean anything for the next day. It doesn't identify who I am. I'm just kind of continuing to learn and grow in this process.